It's Monday. Yeah, look how windy it is. Well, you can hear it, I'm sure. There's snow up there. And down there where that other mountain range is, the Highway 10 goes down past there. That's where Walmart is. That's where I'm going on. There's so many gopher holes around here. I almost fell in a gopher hole. Can't see it for the grass. Oh my gosh. See where my footprints are. Oh my gosh. Oh, good God. See? Look how deep that one is. They definitely have mole problems or gopher or mole out here for sure. Let's see if I can make it back to the car so you don't have to hear all this noise of the wind. Oh, I live over there a couple miles. Whew. I love my little car. I never thought I could love something like this. I do. I love this little car. The turning radius is super. Sorry for all the insane vlogging style here. Oh, back in the distance there's another set of mountains. That mountain is a lot farther than it looks. On the top of there is a town called Idlewild. It's a little hippie town. I mean, like, there are some mountain hippie towns, and I call them hippie towns, where you find like scented candles and incense and Tibetan singing bowls and things like that. That is not just a Walmart type of a thing you would get. And they have a great pizza place up there. Pizza, oh man, it's really good up there. Woo. It's supposed to be a lotus. And namaste. You going anywhere? Namaste home. I have just been so super somnolent. It's crazy. Up this morning and I was going to have a shower and then get dressed, which is what I did. But the cat was at the window and I heard the front door and I heard Ashley and I thought, wait a minute. Ashley goes to work today. And I hear the little one go, ah, ah, ah. She was taking the little guy for a walk with the dog. Little guy's got enough not flu, but sniffles and stuff that he's just not going to do well at school today. He didn't sleep all night last night. So he stayed home, so I didn't have to worry about picking him up or anything like that. Brian went into his jury duty, and he sat there for half a day, because it's about 1:30 p.m. right now. He sat there till noon, and then I guess I'd let him go. I haven't asked him or anything, but he wouldn't. Either that or he has to call in every morning until they dismiss him and said, you've done your time. That's a pain in the butt. Because if you have to work, you have to hang out by the phone. Or be ready to leave work. Just, some jobs you can't do that. Like he's an operating room nurse. You just can't, have a guy's hip splayed out on the table and ring, ring, oh, gotta go. Can't do that. So hopefully they dismissed him and said his time is served for this year. Because he was sitting and calculating how much money he'd be losing. Because you don't get your paid time off or your break time or anything. He would be losing a lot. So maybe they dismissed him. My God, this road is busy. It's Monday. And it's not even mid-afternoon. Where are all these people coming from? Do they not work? I tried saying something last week, and I had forgotten what I was going to say. Well, I remembered, and I'll tell you now. This area out here in Southern California, especially out in kind of the boonies, where things are a little cheaper than in the bigger city. There's a lot of 55 plus communities out here. Most of them are like, they're either apartments, little condominium houses things, or they are trailer parks with mobile homes. But I grew up calling them trailer parks. But some of them are really nice, like a little house inside. And I kind of thought that's probably how I'd end up out here. But no. But I'm fine. I think if I were by myself, I would be very lonely. So, there's so many old people out here. It's incredible how many old people are driving out here. You get that, and you have... I can't say it. It's not politically correct. But there's a certain ethnicity are known to be bad drivers, and they are. Not the Mexicans. That's another ethnicity group that there are a lot of on the West Coast. They are the worst drivers. Not because they're small. Maybe they can't see. Oops. That wasn't very nice, Shirley. Well, I'm trying to be descriptive. You know? If you're looking for a suspect, let's say, you can't just say, it's a man, and he's kind of tall. It's a white man. He has a mustache, and he's 6'2". You know, that's descriptive. Or a black guy, or a Mexican guy, or a Chinese guy, or Pacific Islander, or Filipino, or, you know, when you're describing something, you have to describe something, and you're not being politically incorrect. You're just describing something. I don't know where all these people are coming from. I'm looking at as they pass by, and they're all in their, well, that's the one looks like they're in their 30s. A lot of people have dark windows and you can't see through their vehicle, which I hate. There's someone that's older and smoking. Well, anyway, I'm on my way to Walmart to get just a few grocery things. I was stocked up for a while, and then after a couple of weeks, you know, like milk and eggs is what you usually run out of. That's perishable stuff. Not like a can of green beans that you can have on your shelf for 6 months. Milk and eggs, butter, that kind of stuff, you kind of have to get every week or every couple of weeks or something. I don't drink milk really. But I get a half gallon of half and half because it's cheaper. And I know from Walmart it lasts longer. I don't know why, but it does. And I have the remaining pie crust crap from Christmas time. And I have a little bit of eggnog left in a container that is just enough to make some more eggnog pie. But I need more milk. And a couple other things. Brian's replacing the fluorescent lights in the garage. He needs new ballasts, which are things about as big around as my thumb, about the size of my thumb. It's like a little starter engine. And when you flick the light and electricity gets put to it, it starts doing what it has to do to light the fluorescent lights. And the ballast wore out. So I don't know if he's replacing him with LED lights or what. But he's gone, and he left to go get a couple things, the ballast and maybe some wire cutters, I don't know. He said he had some wire cutters, and if I could look for him while he was gone. I looked and I saw pruning shears that had what looked like wire stripper things, but they're pruning shears. So as I'm going to Walmart, I might as well stop and get some pruning, not pruning shears, wire cutters, strippers. You ain't gonna pick me up a stripper. Yeah. His name's Tony. You know why a long time ago, while Italian men here we go again, politically incorrect, are known as Tony, because when they landed, they had a big piece of paper attached to them and said, T-O And why? To New York? I am horrible. That's why I'm feeling so bad. God's punishing me if there is a God. If there is a God, you know what you should do about this problem in this country. Do it. We're all trying to think of how we can get together and do it. Get that guy out of the office. You're either afraid of the guy and you'll get on the wrong end of his chopping block, or you have your hand in his pocket and he has his hand in yours. One of the two of those things. Or you're just totally an idiot and you don't know what the heck's going on. But, yeah. So I'm so sorry. Oh, about 11 minutes. Okay. I love being out and driving and seeing the mountains. I'm not a big fan about being amongst a bunch of people. It's very windy. It's been very windy. I don't know how many miles an hour the wind is, but it's pretty dang windy. Behind me is, this street is called Oak Knoll. Behind me is a park. It's a nice little park. I've been to it with Spence and with the kids and Brian before. Usually on Tuesdays when we pick up the kids, if they've been really good and it's a nice day, we stop at the park for a while. A park. There's quite a few nice ones around here. Not like in St. Louis where I live, there was hardly any parks. And there were not much to them. These parks have some really nice things out here. So if you can find if you're going to move to California, find a decent, medium-priced area. The cheap areas, probably, even though you could afford them, they're not worth living in if you have a family. The real expensive $1 million houses, I don't know, those people don't associate with anyone else, I don't think. Medium neighborhood, we live in a medium, like a little upper medium area. Because Brian's a nurse and Ashley works in healthcare, so they stretched themselves and bought where we live because they could put a mother-in-law area in the house there by the garage. It has 3-car garage. You got your 2 cars, and then in front of this car is another room as big as to park a car in. So some people around the neighborhood have like a trailer or car equipment or exercise equipment or whatever that they put in that third spot. The people that lived there before use it for storage or exercise equipment or something. But that area, that little extra area in the garage is what's my living room. I don't know why I've been so extra tired. I think it's stress. So at night I put on theta waves on the computer. I put low frequency theta wave sound and helps me sleep. It's supposed to lower your blood pressure and calm you down and everything. And I think it does. I think that's one of my purposes in life, is to study sound frequencies. Nerd! I've always felt that way, and now I realize that it does really have something to do with people. Different frequencies. That's why some autistic kids can't stand being around like a store that has fluorescent lights or burglar alarm systems that have this little high-pitched sound, that kind of thing. They're more attuned to it. They're not less than a person. They're more than a person, actually. If you have a chance to befriend an autistic person, I mean really befriend them, not just say hi, you'll get to know what you're missing. And what I'm missing is going to the store and getting back home. Although I just like sitting here and looking at the mountains and stuff. I'm a mountain person. I don't like the sea at all. I know you gotta have both, but I'm not a beach person at all. I'm a mountain person. Not a hillbilly. Maybe if I go over to Germany, when I go over to Germany, there aren't any mountains in the area where I'm going. Brian said he thought I was going to go to a mountainous area, and he says, you're not going to want to come back. I know. That's why it's a good thing I'm going to Bremen. It's walkable from the airport to the hostel. I think it's walkable, 20-minute walk, like a mile, over a kilometer and a half, something. I don't know. I'm nervous still, and I still have things I have to do, and it's going to take me all the 3 months to do it. And Thursday I go to the shrink. Well, he's a counselor. He's not a shrink. He can't prescribe medicine. I don't think he can. And hopefully I'll have it all together, and I'll just lay it out for him so that I can tell him what's going on and why I can't get anything done. I have been diagnosed with ADHD and OCD. OCD helps if you have ADHD. It helps you get your shit together. It helps urge you to finish what you start, which is a real biggie with me. Apparently it's that way with a lot of ADHD people. You start something and it's like going to the grocery store. You're happy, you're going to go get food. Go to the store, you walk around, you get food, you look at food, you can people watch. You're around food and green things, and you put it in the car, you go home. You know some of it's perishable, so you take it in the house, you put the refrigerated stuff away, and then you sit down, and that's about it for a while. Are you like that? Is everyone like that, but some people more so? I don't know. That's really bad with me. That's why it's a good thing. And I bought all the tickets and everything already. $1,400 and something. That's a lot of money I had to save up for a while. And I haven't checked the bank account, but I've been trying not just to spend. It's not easy in a society that tells you to spend all the time, especially at Christmas time. Buy this, buy that. I'm waiting on a little t-shirt for Sebi that has dinosaurs driving cars. But his little airplane and airplane book I have wrapped up already, in case one of them comes over and sees a box. The box tells you what's inside. And Spencer's learning how to read, sort of, kind of. On Duolingo, we were doing Duolingo the other day. He always wants to play on my phone, and I said, we can do Duolingo. No more car games or anything like that. So they have, I'm learning German this time. I had an Italian one, now we're doing German. And it's got this little green owl, and you get all of them right for a section, and he jumps in the air, and he goes, ba-bing! We both like that. So they had a list like bread, milk, yes, no. And then on the right-hand side, it had words like ja, nein, Milch, Brot. So he says, what's this one on the left? And I said, that says bread. Which one of these German words do you think is bread? Bread. And he looks and he points to Brot. And I said, what made you choose that one? They both begin with a B. I said, you're right. It is Brot. He was so tickled. Oh my gosh. Well, that's what you need. You need to have the thirst for knowledge and the tickle when you get it right. I love languages. There's some languages I don't even want to think about, like the Chinese or something. I mean, oh my God, that's incredibly difficult. I still have to learn a little French, I think, if I ever become a traveler, which I don't think so at this point in my life. Not unless I die and my ashes are carried around the world. I don't know. You get cremated, that's your last chance to have a smoking hot body. Oh, God, Shirley. Wrap it up. I have a joke for Wednesday already. Woo, woo, woo. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I really do, and I'm gonna get myself a Celsius drink. It's an energy drink, and I know it's not good for my heart, but I'm gonna get one. The orange one tastes good. So I'm gonna do that. So tomorrow I'll drink that and hopefully get some stuff done. It's either that or White Cross, and I'd have to see a truck driver for those. I did White Cross once or twice back before children, when Charles and I would go on a float trip and was late. I was tired for rowing 20 miles. He didn't row any. He was a lazy bastard. Still is, probably. And I was tired, and he goes, well, you said you'd drive home. I was like, I did all the rowing. I'm tired. Here, have one of these. It was a little White Cross. It was speed. That's what the truck drivers take. Maybe now, what is it? Almost 50 years later, they probably have some other ways of doing stuff, but yeah, NoDoz. They used to sell NoDoz at the store. I don't know if they still do. It's basically caffeine pills. A lot of caffeine puts me to sleep, so, because it overstimulates what I already have going on in my head. So, Shirley, you said you were going to shut up now. Okay. Upward and onward.